Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back. And today we'll be talking about this upcoming winter storm that will be occurring on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. That will bring brief blizzard conditions and a very severe weather outbreak into the south and southeast. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button. If you liked weather, please subscribe. It makes my day when you do. Other than that, let's get into it. So first, we're going to take a look at the updated model guidance, and this is the GFS model. And you can see the storm is only a couple days away. And tomorrow night, we'll take a look at the NAM model. I want to give one more day before we take a look at the NAM model because I think it's best when it's within about 50 hours. So for tonight, we're going to stick to our GFS and European model. But anyway, here comes this storm really getting going in the early mornings of the 15th. And then you get to a 974, 977 millibar low pressure system. And right about here is going to be the strength of the storm. And you can see you're going to be dealing with brief blizzard conditions. A 976 low pressure system is hurricane strength, so brief blizzard conditions are expected. You can see in the southern parts of North Dakota, southeastern part of North Dakota, and the northeastern part of South Dakota. You're getting the heaviest snowfall around midday on the 15th, and then you can see moving northeastward, you have an ice storm even turning into some sleet and then going back to rain. As this moves forward, you will switch to snow. The areas that we're seeing ice, so it's going to be very nasty. Roads are going to be very bad. But you can see it's not very long lasting. And this is going to cut into our totals of snow-wise, but it's going to be very localized amounts. So first we're going to take a look at all the snow aspects of the storm, and then after that we will go to the severe weather aspect. So if you want to go see that, just skip to that video. I'll have it in the description below, the timestamps. Alright, so here is the snowfall for this storm, and you can see in these purple areas going for 6 to 10, and the red areas, that's a foot. So you're going for 8 to 10 inches in a lot of these purple areas here, and some areas lighter. But you can see how you're going for a foot here, 50 miles to the east, you're going for 10 inches, but in the middle, you're going for 3. So this could change, and this area in 3 could get a foot, because we're 2 days out. This is almost going to be like a nowcast. I think the storm is going to be very tricky to get like right down to the nitty-gritty until it's actually happening. So if you live in these areas, I feel bad for your meteorologist because I'm sure it's hard. But it's going to be a very weird setup. But someone's going to get over a foot of snow, I can promise you that. And brief blizzard conditions. And it looks like I think the bullseye is going to set up in around this area, very southeastern part of North Dakota. But if you take a look at this Euro model, it's showing a little bit more widespread snow, and I'll show you that right now. So here's the Euro model. This is the 12Z, and you can see the storm gets going on the 14th and 15th, just like the GFS model had it getting going. And this is, here is early morning on the 15th. And you can see that snow is a lot further west than it is on the GFS, as the same strength 977 low pressure system. And you can just see that these models don't quite know where the snow is going to be yet. And you can see it continues to move eastward, and the snow is not quite as localized. But you can still see that up here in these areas, we are going to be looking at some ice and sleet. That is pretty confident as of now. But you can see these are this is very heavy snow, 2 to 3 inches per hour rates with extremely heavy winds, which will produce blizzard conditions for almost enough time to put you in a blizzard warning. Some areas might, but if you take a look at the snowfall, you can see that it's not quite as localized, but it's also not quite as much. You can see you're going for 8 to 10 inches all the way down here, and then all the way up into Canada, you're going for 8 to 10 inches, again, with that bullseye being 10 inches right in here. But you can see the area I got foot on the GFS is only getting 3 to 5 on the Euro. So like I said, it's going to be very tricky to forecast until it's actually happening, and it's just going to be a mess. But if you live in these areas, look out, because you could be dealing with the bullseye. It could happen to be in your part of town. But other than that, let's look at the severe weather aspect of the storm, because that is going to be even worse than the snow aspect of the storm. So here it comes, and then you can see at first, a couple of days ago, we were thinking that it was going to be like part of the system, But now the severe weather is almost developing into its own pressure system, and it's a pretty strong one at that. You can see it develops into a 989 low pressure system and brings severe weather into Tennessee and areas into the southeast. And then this continues to move east. It kind of weakens a little bit, but still brings a strong line of storms up and down the whole east coast. A big aspect of this is going to be flash flooding. As you can see, I'll show you the total precipitation so you can see how much rain you could be looking at in some of these areas. But other than that, you can see here, you can see in Tennessee, you're going for 5 to 6 inches of rain, which will produce flash flooding. But a more dangerous aspect of the storm will be the tornadoes. You will have tornadoes with the storm, strong hail, and strong winds. Pretty much everything you get with thunderstorms. And you can see that the National Weather Service is agreeing with this outlook. If you look at the day, that's day 3 categorical, you can see it's giving a 6 out of 7 rate for severe storms in the southeast. And it's pretty widespread. It goes all the way up into Canada. And then you move that into day 4, and you see it moves eastward, not quite as high because it's a little bit further away. But the severe weather, do not take it lightly if you're in the southeast. You've dealt with this before, but it could be a very severe weather outbreak with this one. But another thing I want to talk about at the end of this video is what the pattern could be in the coming weeks, and it looks very active. So here's the storm system, gets out of the way, and you can see you get that ridge building in the east or the west, and then cold air sitting to the northeast. Doesn't last long though, and then you can see this is only 7 days out. You have another storm bring again blizzard conditions into the Great Lakes and more severe weather to the south, and then another one, another one, another one. So you can see that the rest of March is looking to be pretty active. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.